Welcome back, my little hemorrhoids. I would choose if I had a choice to choose. This is Two Assholes Talking Shit, the podcast known as This Will Hurt You More Than Us.
Your friendly neighborhood assholes.
Episode.
Talking shit.
Well, if we have hemorrhoids, we're not going to be very friendly. But
yeah, well.
With these hemorrhoids, that's absolutely friendly. By the way, when I say these hemorrhoids, I mean it lovingly.
He was gesturing towards the computer, meaning you.
Yes, I see you as monitors. I've mounted my fucking wall.
So, are you saying you've mounted all of our
I
fans?
have. Not only did I put the right thing in the wrong hole, or the wrong thing in the right hole.
Yep, that's what happened.
I also mounted
several times, actually.
It was in and out. It was a jam session real quick. We just had to get it. You know, sometimes you just gotta get down and dirty and fucking fix the sound system. Which, by the way, how do we fucking sound?
Yeah, it's nice. Right? Sounds good in my head. I don't...
Yeah. It sounds good in my head, too, but also, what a wonderful fucking on-brand, like, we are the off-brand Wish.com version of spam kind of brand that we are, that on the one episode shy of a year's worth of episodes, which is halved, because it's supposed to be 26, and we're at fucking 16.
24.
52, yeah. But, so... we finally now have everything set up perfectly. We've got the microphones in. We've got this system in. And you know what? I'm going to uppercut you in your funny bone, and then we can hear see, I've got sound effects. That's the only one I've set up so far. But we could do the intro. We have noise effects. We can mess with the pitch and the sound. You guys are actually getting two podcasters and not two assholes podcasting.
Yeah, well, I mean...
we're still going to be two assholes.
We got there eventually, you know?
Yeah. And we literally told you the first episode, it's two assholes talking shit. We're grumpy old men, obsessed with puns, and quick-witted with no limits. Wait. This is the internet. I firmly take back that statement. It doesn't take much to go too far on the internet. Just a man in his jar. And that'll leave you scars. Wait, are you telling me you don't know of the man with his jar?
I am one of the people... responsible for making other people watch that video.
Oh God, yes.
To go along with that video and Two Girls, One Cup and
the cookie dough was fantastic.
You know, that's
Goatsy.
Yeah,
was my favorite.
Every time, like I said before, I'm one of those people. If you tell me not to Google it, I'm gonna Google it, and then I'm going to proceed to show everyone.
So tell me what Blue Waffle is. Is that an STD?
It looked like several. You've never Googled Blue Waffle?
No,
it's a very, very, very like disgusting, like
I figured it was an IHOP
like
treat.
Gross vagina, well, vulva, really, the outside of it.
Speaking of IHOP, did you know about the Waffle House Index? Like if your area has a Waffle House and it is closed, it is a Category 5 nightmare.
Oh yeah, because they stay open no matter what.
Yeah. Like rain, sleet, sign, snow, hail.
I have never been to a Waffle House.
Me neither.
I don't think I've ever been to that kind of point in my life.
I've watched my ex-wife get into a fist fight at Friendly's, so why would I go to Waffle House?
Hey, speaking of your ex-wife,
your woman sent me a text about Guy Ferrari showing up.
Yeah, she said I wish she would have not said that and just let me use the joke.
Oh, well, shit, go ahead.
No, it's too late now, but she said he looked like a Walmart Guy Fieri.
Is it Fieri or Ferrari?
And what I want to know is, why is that guy, like, in his 40s and still bleaching his hair?
He is not 40. Remember, my ex-wife is stepping into the cradle.
Oh, yeah, he's a young...
He's a youngin', which explains why she still has him, and he hasn't wised up and gone, wait a minute, I could be with a woman I could finish a sentence with. And then she could be like, I could be with a man that I could finish an orgasm with. Yeah, she kind of fucking roasted him like he was a duck on fire in the middle of a tribe, like...
Or like a pig on a spit.
Pig on a spit, yeah, there we go, you know. Whatever. But you know what, I feel like what we did in this amount of time, it shows that we do put a lot of effort into this, because this is literally us getting our collectively spare fucks and effort that we have left outside of all of the other shit that, you know, fucking hijacks us. And we put it into this show, and it's literally like the only other thing we do.
Right.
You couldn't pay us to leave the house most days, but we're trying to get paid to not leave the house.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. I did.
Yeah, I know.
I
Nate
did
was
different.
talking you up last night.
Yeah.
He was like, my stepdad's almost beat, or my blah, 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 blah. Brad has
I
almost beat
I am
Elden Ring.
nowhere near as
No
almost
Randy
beating
Orton.
Elden Ring. Like God no.
How
Randy
the fuck
Orton's
does
like
Randy
level
Orton have that time?
999. Like that motherfucker. That's all he does when he's on the tour bus.
Did you
from
know
what
that
I've heard.
his career
No,
might
no,
be
no.
over?
I put that there so
Oh,
it wouldn't
shit,
hit the
okay, sorry.
keyboard.
You know his career might be over.
Why?
He got injured again, and God damn it! I can't when I'm not looking at you. He got an injury that might have been a life changer. Like,
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of injury?
I think it's something to do with his. He's got that issue where he can hyperextend his shit. Like he's taken out the trash and hyperextended his neck or his collarbone.
Right.
And I think he's fucked it up and hijacked it so many times. And I mean, imagine doing the RKO for a lifetime when you have that shit. That's brutal.
I don't know. Just
Out of nowhere.
it's basically just a modified stunner anyway.
It's the shoulders back, neck out, diamond cutter.
Yep.
Don't forget the diamond upside down looks like a pussy.
Man,
For
you
the-
horribly misquoted that, but it's
It was
essentially
yeah.
it was there.
Yeah, well, you know what? I misquote anything.
Everything.
Everything. Anyways, do you know the Muffin Man? No, I'm actually kidding. Yeah, like I feel like it's. I was getting back to what I was saying earlier. I feel like we kind of have a Dr. Dre flavor going on. We don't put out as much content as we should, but the next episode is a 1 year one. So I was trying to get there, but God only knows I could use a doctor, like many of them, a couple of specialists, or whatever.
Yeah. Fuck doctors.
I mean, I have only fucked nurses. I would like to fuck a doctor. Maybe that'd get my healthcare improved. And
No.
maybe it would teach me to stop smacking my headphones into the goddamn microphone.
Well, it's a new space now. You're not
Yeah.
used to having the headphones on.
I was going to say that in defense, but you defended me for me. Thank you. That's very kind of you. You're very sweet. He's a generous lover.
That is a fact. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, would you agree with me? At that point, it just...
I mean,
this is why we got the 5 stars. That's still my favorite fucking... Like, the best rating and review we've ever had. 4 stars, 5 at the end. At the end of the series, you guys are lovers. Like, and your response was, shows you what you know. You better put them 5 stars in there. We've been together for 20 years. Jesus.
Yeah, nothing better than recalling old jokes.
Yeah, you gotta do return. But you know what? I have a lot of fucking content, and we have to like slam and just dump through it. And I think it's gonna be kind of like the Mia Khalifa effect. We're gonna slam and pump right through it, and it's gonna be the best content we ever did. And immediately after it's over, we're gonna forget about it ever happened.
And then we're gonna get mad when people talk about it.
Yes, that's the joke.
Yep.
See, I fucking knew we're soulmates, bro. I knew you were gonna do it. I fucking misworded it. I didn't put it up the setup right, but I was gonna be like, so kind of the Mia Khalifa effect.
Don't redo it. Don't do it over again.
I'm not. But yeah, that's totally what this episode's gonna be. We have a shitload of content. Like, if I could just scroll through my shit. Oh man, my ex posted this meme earlier today that says, "So your plan A didn't work. What's your plan B?" And I said, "You know goddamn well what plan B is." And she was like, "I'm dead." And I was like, "Nope, that was what our baby is. That's what our baby would have or is now that you took it." Like, it was just she messaged me privately. She was like, "I feel like you're gonna send me to hell for laughing at that." And I was like, "Well, now you'll meet me there because fucking you sent me there." And she was like, "God damn, what's wrong with you today?" Like, I'm your ex, I guess. she was getting roasted. It was fun. I do have a question now, though. Since we were talking about Dr. Dre, I have a question about fucking... This is like the... I want to do this, like... Did you hear that?
No.
I want to do a segment, like, every other week or something. It's a question that makes you think but hurts your brain for thinking about it. What does Fred Durst do for motivation now that he's too old for the nookie? The nookie.
He no longer shoves the cookie up the ass. He just eats the cookie.
Well, then where does he get the flavor? And what?
What flavor?
The ass flavor. I mean, his fucking album was hot dog flavored water and... Or no, hot dog water and starfish.
No, chocolate starfish
There you go, yeah.
and the hot dog flavored water.
There's a porn star named Sammy Starfish.
Yeah, I bet she does a lot of anal.
She does a lot of very weird... Oh, not you, stepson.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. It's just, you know, you ever go to a porn site these days, for some reason the millennials have got it so that every
It's
fucking
only stepbro and stepmom shit. Like,
it's step dude, it's also daddy dog.
why is it
Pop
step
pop.
anything? Just leave the family shit out of it, you gross fucking people.
Leave my family out of this. What do you mean out of this? Out of your mouth and out of your mouth. On both standards.
And out of my JO pile. Like, what the fuck, man?
My
Like,
JO pile.
I don't need to be like. It takes me way too long to find content.
Oh, I know. And with OCD, I open a bunch of like fucking maybe this one, maybe this one, maybe this one, and then by the time I've like fucking been jerking off for 7 hours, like I should probably go to bed.
Now I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm just gonna.
No,
go
at that point, that's fucking. I put too much effort and time and like just a lot of shit into this, and it's time to get it out, and that's when I have to like repaint and shit. So Sakaar, fucking She-Hulk,
Scar.
Like, yeah, I didn't know how you were gonna take how that season ended. I think it's bullshit, but I liked it. It was definitely on brand for her character.
I don't know about that. Like, I thought it was weird. It was on brand for her character, but I also thought it was weird that they played the whole stealing blood thing for most of the season.
Yeah, they switched on a dime.
Well, if you remember, there's this one guy who was in, spoiler alert,
Your mother's
if you haven't watched Seahawk, if you haven't watched Seahorses, if you haven't watched She-Hulk, then you might want to skip through the next few minutes.
We're gonna have some discussions.
But what doesn't make any sense is that one of the guys that was at Abomination's rehab center was one of the dudes that attacked her.
Yeah.
After she right after she first turned to She-Hulk.
He says that to her. I mean, that's why they get in the fight.
Well, yeah, but what nobody seems to remember is he said we need to get her blood before they attacked her.
Yeah.
So like they were playing that thing the whole time, like playing that storyline, and then in the very last episode, she's gonna be like, "I don't think we should do this." Like,
I'm not.
It was good for what it was. I just don't. I think they should have put that whole stealing blood thing into one episode instead of... Yeah,
they dragged that out to me a main plot point, and they just dropped it like a fucking bad habit.
Right. I do like her banging Daredevil. That's dope. Daredevil's one of my favorite superheroes. So
he's dope. He's good. John Barshaw is going to come back as the original Punisher, but you know how they're...
Well, not the original Punisher.
Well,
the original Punisher was Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, that's true. And very, very true to the character in those days. But what I was getting ready to say is like they're gonna get around his violence by doing supernatural deaths. Like he's going to be fucking up and bloody characters like that. But have you seen the Marvel short on Disney Plus, The Werewolf?
No,
it is so fucking violent.
I haven't watched that one yet.
It is the most bloody and intense violence I've seen.
Good. They have to figure out a way to do it because, like, with Deadpool being a Disney property as well now too, they have to fucking be able to.
Technically, we could say Disney owns the Ice Storm, where Christina Ricci says, "I'll show you yours if you show." I mean, I'll show you mine if you show yours, and they own the Crying Game.
Well,
a lot of dirty.
They own DreamWorks. They own DreamWorks Productions, and DreamWorks Productions put out shit like fucking. They put out, or not DreamWorks.
DreamWorks is a fucking.
Not DreamWorks. There was another one like Miramax or
Miramax.
Violent J was talking about it a long time ago because when Disney when the Great Milenko was on like a Disney sister company, they got kicked off of that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was on Loveline. He was talking about that shit.
Yeah, and he was like, they own. It was the same company that did. Disney
owns Miramax. Yeah,
that did Natural Born Killers and like a whole bunch of crazy fucked up movies. And Disney owned them, and they didn't care about that. Yeah. It's the same shit here. Like,
but that's they're really tightening up that image. But my favorite thing was the Kevin in She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, Kevin Feige.
Kevin. Yeah.
Speaking of shit like that, did you have you heard about the?
Have you heard about this? Have you heard?
Have you heard about this? Have you seen this?
He's got the reference.
There was a merger between like Discovery bought out HBO.
What the fuck?
Right? Discovery.
You'd think they'd be backwards. Where does Discovery have all this money from?
Discovery bought out HBO, and the CEO immediately canceled like over 30 original shows and animated shows on HBO Max. and replace them with a whole bunch of shitty Discovery shows that nobody wants to watch.
Dude, how is
Not only
Discovery
that,
in
but
business?
because he owns that, he also owns Warner Brothers now. Because HBO owned Warner Brothers. He now owns Warner Brothers. And in turn, owns Cartoon Network.
No! You know what? I can actually believe that, because ever since they canceled Dexter's Laboratory, I haven't really given a fuck.
Right, now I don't hear anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not fucking hearing anything.
There we
There
go.
we go. Yeah, there.
Yeah, they and that guy is like notorious for just cutting shows and cutting shit to try and save money, and he's cutting all the good shit.
How did Discovery... Like, I don't understand where Discovery's money comes from. It's not the DZ zone. It's not the channel. It's not... What is he doing to the black market?
I don't know. They're probably selling black market tapes of the Grizzly Man death.
Oh my fucking god! Did you hear the audio to that?
Yeah, it's pretty
It is
brutal.
Brutal, yeah. Speaking of...
Serves you right, though. I have no sympathy for people who spend their time around wild animals like that and eventually get eaten or mauled, just like Siegfried and Roy.
This is a great fucking segue. Speaking of mauling or, wild animals, did you know that Tony the Tiger's Twitter had to be canceled because he is fucking twinked out?
Twinked?
Yeah. Or no, he's more of a
furry?
He's an otter. He's like the power top or power bottom. Like, dude, there are so many people fucking just flipping their lids and like sending the most disturbingly kinky.
Is it?
Oh, fucking Tiger! I want your milk in my cereal.
So people just said, like, if it's not Tony the Tiger, it's people sending Tony the Tiger stuff.
He'll tweet, "Hey, I love my fucking things. They're great." Or he's not. That's
Tony
okay.
the Tiger.
They're great, and you know what would be really great? Your wild fucking striped erection deep in my asshole. That would be every response. Every one of them, like.
You know, what I got from that is now I need to know if tiger penises are striped.
He's gonna Google that, ladies and gentlemen, when he gets old.
Yep, because I know their skin's striped. But it might be
I'm gonna assume that they are, and just leave it at that for myself. But man, the things I saw on this, it was this big video on fucking YouTube. You know me, I get all my like fucking facts. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a genius when it comes to random facts and science and little weird things and the most fucking useless but crazy fucking interesting information. And I just know tech and like a little bit of science, no math. But he fucking, the way he gets all his knowledge is he just picks it up and it just goes through his brain like osmosis.
I was having that conversation with my wife the other day about how I wish I could control what my brain absorbs. Like, I wish I could control what information my brain decides to save.
You need to have mind diseases, because that's what I do.
If I had that, if I could do that, then I'd be a
unstoppable.
fucking genius.
You'd be a supervillain.
But no, it makes me want to remember obscure comic book knowledge and the fact that, like,
tigers' penises are striped.
Right. It's just it fucks with me.
I think the way I did it, like we didn't meet until I was 18.
Right.
Well, before I was 18, but that's pointless. By then I had already mastered a bunch of shit, but I'm not at where I was and where I am now, obviously.
Right.
But like like most of my shit was Google University. I've got a master's degree in searching. And I learned fucking Java, CSS, fucking programming, scripting, and now app design and all that just through Googles and shit. Shits and giggles.
Remember when you had to put like plus signs and shit in search engines just for it to recognize?
That was like Ask Jeeves and like the early ass point of the internet, man.
That was part of the class that I took to get Microsoft certified in high school.
What the fuck is Microsoft Certified High School Edition?
I
know how to log into Windows.
No, it was XP Pro. It taught us Excel and fucking...
It taught us to excel in our word.
All sorts of shit. I know how to use Excel, which most people don't.
I mean...
Most people that don't work in an office don't know how to use
I can use Excel to the... What I can't get through is PowerPoint. I can do it. Like, I can make PowerPoint
PowerPoint's
obviously easy. But, nice.
Side wipe. Shoo. Shoo. Every time.
Yep.
Side wipe, star wipe.
Yep, star wipe. I like dissolve.
Yep.
Like, But that's, I did a lot. If you remember my very first few battle event fucking trailers, they were all flash swipe.
Right. Yep.
And it was like, hey, Chris, check this out. This is not a home movie you're supposed to make look like an 80s porn video. Chill out with your transitions. Transitioning is what now people do for a livelihood.
I mean...
Like, I'm going to transition into a different joke, and other people transition into outer space. I know that people think I'm making a trans joke, but no. Like, the fucking people that are fucking going crazy online. Like, I made a joke, and it offended the woman who married you. Not your wife, the woman who actually married you and your wife.
Oh, the officiant.
Yes,
Jamie.
Yeah, she got upset about that. I said, hey, I respect you. I don't want you to think I'm critiquing you. I said cancel culture about people who, specifically, I said the people who attack other people online for something they said during a time where that shit wasn't offensive.
Right.
Like, nobody can predict the future. And she was like, it's not cancel culture, it's called progress. And just because we're tearing down old, stagnant, fucking racist and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa. I like progress. That's called humanity. I did not knock that. But now she...
Right, but like freaking out on somebody for a joke they made 15 years ago and not seeing if they've made any progress as a person or a comedian or whatever. Like, just,
The Kevin Hart situation. The man has definitely progressed since he made an Eddie Murphy gauge.
If the person has made any progression in between those times, then you can't really be mad at them for something they did years ago. That's called being immature.
Yeah. And that's what people do, is they grow, they get more mature, it's fucking, if you have faith in humanity in any kind of way. And also, canceling someone for that kind of shit online is you thinking they committed a crime and you punishing them like you're Judge Dredd while committing a crime of harassment, stalking, slander, tons of shit. Like,
we ended up losing like 6 followers after the last episode with the Slim Anus joke. I'm pretty sure that's the one that took the cake. Either that or the
being slim.
Either that or the cannibal thing.
It wasn't our anuses that were slim. I mean, mine's not very slim because my shits are brutal. But I mean, like, that's a little bit of information you could edit out. You won't, but you should.
I could.
Yeah, you should. But like, I should. But I don't understand why were they mad at us? It's not my slim anus. It was.
I it's just what I can assume. I'm just going over the jokes in the episode, and that one and the cannibal one seems to be the ones that may have pushed people over the edge. I don't know, or maybe it's just a bad episode. Who knows?
I don't know, but now I can't get the follow me to the next episode out of my head. But like, I told you, I was talking outside. This guy popped up in my my Telegram, yeah, and like my Telegram, like, stop podcast, stop, no. And that, like, at the app Telegram. And he was like, hey, could you stop trying to be like some kind of fucking creator? You and your generation are really cringe when you try to do that shit. And I was like, you mean me and my generation that literally created what it means to be a creator?
Right.
He was like, man, I'm so tired of you guys trying to take credit. Like, it's our shit, dude. It's dope. Like, when we do it. When you do it, it's like fucking watching Fred Ficklehorn. And I was like, yeah, because Fred Ficklehorn existed and got to work with John Cena and made a shitty movie, you're able to sit here and message me like you're a fucking idiot. Not understanding that the internet's been around since the 60s for fucking colleges to talk to each other. And what do? They sent pics.
Right.
Tits or GTFO. But he did make one little thing. He was like, you're just some desperate to be internet celebrity. And I was like, no, sir. It's actually way more sad than that. This is my attempt at an actual comeback. Like, I succeeded once. Correct me if I'm wrong. I succeeded so well that the rest of my life had to be failures to kind of equal out. Because, like, I went way beyond. Like, I was trying to get a couple thousand. And then, boom, I went 2 million, I think I had. Last time I remember. And, like, I did all that, but once I got home, the kids were born, boom, gone.
Right.
MySpace. Tom, you were still in my top 8 for being the guy who signed my checks, and then as soon as you fucking sold MySpace, you sold me out. And then Dane, and then blah.
Well,
but yeah, that's what I said to him.
Hopefully Tom upgraded to a new t-shirt.
I don't think he did, but I do want to go to that wall where he was standing and just put the dick right next to his face and says, I'm not good enough to suck this.
What?
I'm not good enough to suck this because sucking dick isn't bad. More people should suck dick. The more people that suck dick, the better for us.
Right.
That's the joke. Like, every time my son goes, it's gay, and I was like, dude, it's not an insult to call someone gay. If you want
Right.
to insult them, call them Sean. And he's like, hey, hey, that's not cool, dude. Like, here's, doing the, oh, God, everything's gay. But you know what? It's sad, because we used to do that shit.
Right.
Oh my God, it's gay. I don't know why the fuck we did it.
Well, and
same
that's
people told us the same shit.
that's the thing. Like, you don't.
That age and maturity, you don't know better.
It's progression. Like we were, and when we were
Progressive
growing up, a
outflow.
lot of times gay didn't mean
It just meant that was whack.
right, and it sucks that it was put into that kind of context. But
You know what else is whack? The word whack. It's like 1970s Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
it was not the bomb.
It was not the bomb. It was not the bee's knees, buddy. It was square.
It was in. We were L7 weenies.
An ID10T problem. Oh man, I hit Sean with that for a while and he couldn't figure it out. But last night, we were talking about how smart we were with tech, or how smart I was with tech, and you know my dad. Okay, Brad literally describes this man of having like what's the bad guy? I think his name is the Brain. The bad guy that gets infected with Bruce's blood in the first Hulk movie. He's Abominate the Genius.
Yeah, I know he has
Something
like
like
a really big ass fucking forehead.
Yeah, he's got a melon like a fucking melon. He's got a head like a melon. But yeah, no matter what his name is, that's what Brad thinks about my dad. But then yesterday, he was getting really frustrated with Fios's fucking tech support. And you know my dad, he's got to mention he worked for Verizon for 2 years. For fucking 2 years worth of conversation in a 5 minute. But what he was doing will blow you away. This motherfucker was text enunciating. As he was typing, he would tell me what he was saying while typing. So, and I realized, I looked at my mom and I go, does he literally narrate his typing every time? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, how the fuck can you be the grandpa finger poking typing at the same time as you literally teach the DEA and the CIA and everything else how to reverse engineer cybercrime and fucking what the fuckery? What is this wizardry? Harry Potter couldn't fucking make a spell like that.
Why couldn't they just fix Harry Potter's site? If they use magic for it, like in those books and
Why
in the
couldn't
movies,
they fix it and make it a movie that I liked?
well, in those movies and in the books, these kids would be like, their bones would be completely shattered or turned to jelly, and they just like do a fucking spell and they'd be fine. Or here, eat this and you'll be fine. Why couldn't they just fix his eyes? Because
I learned that video games could fix that. But they never fix your eyes. So
if Voldemort wasn't such a bitch, he could have just ran over, yanked fucking Harry's glasses off his face.
If Voldemort was Voldemort.
And just beat the shit out of it. He could have just beat him to death because he wouldn't have been able to see it coming. You can't see, you can't fight. It's like #1 rule.
Man, if you can't stand, you can't fight. If you can't think, you can't fight. I feel
Watch, and now I'm going to get challenged with a sparring match with a blind guy.
Yeah,
and
oh my God.
Daredevil's going to kick my ass.
I would not pay to see that, but I would be there still. Fuck. Do you like the preview of the like the little snippet of Mario World? Like I want this generation's Mario movie to suck as bad as our generation's did, so that they have to suffer through it too. Like I showed Sean, Bob Hoskins, and
John
Leguizamo standing next to each other, not in their fucking getup, but just in a regular picture, and I said, "Who are they?" And he's like, "I don't know. Who are they?" And I said, "That's Mario. And that's me, Mario. That's me, Mario." And
what's your first name? Mario.
What's your last name?
Mario. And what's your name?
Luigi.
Was it Mario? No, it's Luigi. Luigi what?
Luigi Mario.
Great joke.
At least fucking John Leguizamo could pull off an NYC accent. Bob Hoskins pulled off a...
John Leguizamo also pulled off a very attractive
sexy fucking woman
in Tu Wong Fu. Yep.
Everyone but Wesley Snipes made a good woman.
I don't know. Patrick Swayze was not a pretty woman.
I don't think Wesley Snipes made a good woman. I don't think he makes a good man.
No, well, I
The
mean,
IRS certainly doesn't think so.
history proves that.
Yeah, he's a fucking psychopath. He created his own fucking martial arts.
I was gonna say that because it's funny where it's like, yeah, everybody's like, he's a master, like he's a black belt in martial arts, like he's a black belt in his own martial arts.
He's Steven Seagaling the fuck out of that shit. Except Steven Seagal stole more valor than fucking war criminal fucking assholes.
There was this one stunt guy that told Steven Seagal that he could choke him out, and Steven Seagal was like, "No, you couldn't."
You can't. It's
or no, Seagal said, "Yeah," and he did it twice, and Seagal shit himself. It was great.
I think Chuck LaBelle, not Chuck LaBelle,
and he runs.
Trained Chuck LaBelle,
and he runs like he's moving air with his hands.
Yeah, he thinks he's an airbender, but the only thing he bends is the time and space around his bad films.
Right now,
Under Siege 2 is my shit though.
Either his most recent videos are absolutely and 100% fake, or he's gotten so fat he's turned into a weeble that when he adjusts his weight, he can just knock people over.
He calls it judo, but it's really fatso. So remember, I was telling you outside about how Apple accidentally created their own secondary market.
Right.
It's because of their right to repair refusal that now if you go to any concert or any show, fucking tuck your phone under your nuts or under your tits, because if not, there's going to be people sliding a hole in your pocket through a knife, stealing it, and they all end up through Find My iPhone in the same district of Sichuan, China, where it's like literally in a location where there's like 6 strip malls of fucking spare parts and iPhones, and they're all sold by the company who buys the parts for Apple and fucking assembles them.
Nice.
They're literally so difficult to build that
it's like that. Go ahead.
It's so difficult to build and fucking get parts for it that the people who make them have to steal the parts to make them.
Right. But it's like that episode of South Park where they were selling the old people the jewelry, and then the old people like give the jewelry to their kids, and then the kids take the jewelry to the cash for gold guys, and they melt it down and send it to the people to make the jewelry to sell it to the QVC. And it was just like they did an assembly line thing, like
it's the circle of life.
Right.
I call it the circle of gripe when you're bitching though.
Right, but that's the whole thing. Like all of you people are like looking at us Android users like I don't speak broke, but you know what you do speak? Child sweatshops and massive suicides.
Dude,
that's
they
what
have
you speak.
A net around every floor,
right?
Spread out
to stop people from trying to kill themselves. Those are the phones you have.
Over 450 deaths 1 year.
Right.
Of children under 12 years old.
It is more likely that someone who was in control of building your phone killed themselves than mine. So
and also, you do speak broke, because if you buy an Apple product, chances are afterwards you are broke.
Almost every person I know that has an iPhone shouldn't be able to afford one.
Absolutely, and also none of us should be able to afford any phone. They're all a fucking $1,000.
They're ridiculous, man. Like,
and they don't cost that much to make anymore because of the mass production, and the prices have like fucking skyrocketed, even though the inflation has gone down. Like,
right, they should just do this shit with PCs, man. Like how we pay our phones off over 24 months. You know, like give me a PC, like just and then I'll pay it off. But I don't have good credit, so I can't do it with a credit card.
I was getting we've been like that's the only way we can get fucking phones. I mean, you know, my parents, my dad, he loves to spend money on himself or my niece or other people, and then when it comes to me, he's like, "What do you need that $7 for? Light bulbs? Are you fucking kidding me? You could see in the dark. Just eat more carrots.
Just like, squint."
Yeah, fucking dick.
I've decided that my one Christmas present to myself this year is going to be a
blowjob.
No, I do that all the time. Like Ron Jeremy and this bitch, fat and sucking my own dick.
I saw that clip for like 30 seconds, and it messed with my universe.
That's how he got his first job. He walked in and said, "I can kiss my own dick."
Yeah.
And they said, "Show me." He did it. And they were like, "You're hired, even though you're fat and ugly." But no, I'm gonna buy myself a Steam Deck.
Fuck me. Can I hack it for you? Like, not hack it, but can I fucking upgrade it and do a lot of fucking mods for you?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. I'm
going all out buying like the $700 version.
Fuck yes. I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have our sponsors over at Asus that I still have send me some M.2s or Steam Deck docks.
Yeah,
there are some incredible.
I cannot fucking wait. I know some of my games aren't supported by Steam Deck right now, but
are you gonna
we'll make it happen.
Are you gonna run the native Linux or sorry, the Linux distro that's SteamOS, or are you gonna go and install Windows?
I'd probably just use the onboard shit already.
I will dual boot that bitch for you so that you can run Windows inside. And either we could do a fucking virtual machine. No, we don't want to do a virtual machine on that.
Well, no, we could. Also, if we put the Windows on it, then that means I can just do full blown emulation all the way up to
emulation will work on SteamOS.
Right. Well, I know you have to get the emulation station and but there's a way to do it to where the emulators aren't. They're kind of in the background instead of
you run through.
Right. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting that motherfucker, so that's gonna be fun.
My brother is not dead. He is doing really well and a good person. Do you know who she was talking about?
No.
But fucking what was his last name? Is that asshole who was always in... You knew right away who the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah, he always carried a baseball bat or something in his trench coat.
Yeah, he thought he was fucking Sting from 1997 before he got, fucking not so fast counted.
Yeah, and he always tried to hurt people in backyard wrestling and stuff.
He was obsessed with me. He thought we were mortal enemies, and I just always ignored him. The only thing I ever said, I said to him, I said, she added me as a friend, and I said, do I know you?
It's like your L name.
Yeah, you and Lyra had a thing going on.
I still hate him, and I haven't spoken to or seen him in over 10 years. And if I heard him, I know if I talked to him, I know the first thing he would say, he would ask me if I want
a banana.
Yeah, he's gonna say something about a banana, and I'm gonna have to whoop his ass.
I've never seen Brad get so angry, and it's over a person who has a literal missing chromosome.
I hate him.
He is the most fucking obnoxious, obsessive, and illegally aggressive stalker.
He's just a piece of shit.
His mother...
has nothing to do with his disorder.
No.
He's just a piece of shit.
He always picked on me for, taking the last 3
fucking
drags of a cigarette.
Leisure Suit Larry.
For smoking the last 3 puffs of my cigarette.
Right.
But, yeah.
All right, so I do have...
for your little bit...
Shit my wife said or did this week. I have 2 of them. One of them, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say, but I'm probably going to say it.
No, just say it. Just fucking say it. We'll edit it if it's...
well, the first one is...
dance now.
I brought up Jennifer Aniston, and I was
overrated.
No, I don't think she's overrated. I think she's absolutely insanely gorgeous, but she can't keep a husband to save her life, even though she's so attractive. And I was like, I'm thinking maybe her vagina is acidic, that it
I think it's like a Venus flytrap,
or like the movie Teeth. But or she's the most insane person.
I think she's probably
on
the
planet.
Character in
and my wife, being my wife, said no. It's probably some hoodoo voodoo shit. She probably sold her love for beauty. And I was like...
That was cold. She took your joke and just went to a whole level of, inverse thinking.
Yeah, well, she just went the whole...
Extra.
The fucking crazy route.
Hoodoo voodoo. Hoodoo, your
some
voodoo,
bitch.
Shit.
She sold her soul to the devil.
Do you remember how catchy that song was?
But then there was another... This is the one I don't think I'm supposed to say.
I was going to say, that one wasn't very bad.
Well...
Just hit me with it.
We were getting up to go outside to smoke a cigarette, and she was coughing, getting up a bunch of phlegm because she had been sick recently, and she was in the midst of a coughing fit. Well, all of a sudden, she just gasped, and her head jerked up, and she looked right at me, and her eyes were all wide and shit, and she sat in silence for a moment.
Oh God, I'm ready.
Until she said, "I think I may have just peed a little."
Have you not done that?
No, because I'm not a woman who's given birth. Most women that give birth, they cough, sneeze, or laugh too hard. I'm saying any woman that has given birth, not someone that is giving birth. Every woman pees themselves.
Okay, well,
but it was just funny the way it happened. Well, yes.
Okay, well then my dick has got some explaining to do because I think that has to do with more.
You just had your pussy blown out so hard it looks like a penis.
Well, men, that's how you get it. That's how you turn your little tiny one into a bigger one. You just get it blown out until it looks like a
Just pump it up with. We've all seen Bugs Bunny cartoons. Just shove a fucking bicycle pump in the hole.
Bicycle pump, man, it works every time.
Yep.
That's why they actually have pumps at the sex shop. That you look at it like, I feel like this is like a fucking cartoon. Like, what man goes in here and goes, yes, this'll do it. This'll get my 2 inches. Boy, your dick isn't big. If your dick is big enough to fit in that pump, you don't need the pump.
Right.
Like, because if you have a micro penis, it's not going in there and doing anything but waving around in the wind like it's a fucking daisy. Like, bro, that ain't gonna do nothing for you. If you want something to get that, you need to go get yourself a thimble. A thimble of... It's a symbol... A thimble is a symbol of your tiny little...
You should look up lockpick lawyer.
What the fuck?
It's like lockpicking lawyer, and it's a video where he's reviewing his Long Johnson lock.
The puns will be plentiful.
Yes.
So
he's like, you can only shove the long end of the shaft in so about 6 to 8 inches before it just stops, and then you cause damage to the lock. Now you can unlock it, pull it around, and it will wrap all the way around to go into the back end of the lock. But once again, you could only shove it in so far before it damages it.
I don't want to damage my lock. Plus, my shaft it's a little sensitive sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it gets offended. It's a victim. It's a professional victim, like everyone on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I said this on the last episode, but for once in my life, my Irish was canceled out enough to upgrade my white privilege, and I got pulled over, and no issues.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you just unhooked your microphone when you smacked it.
Son of a bitch, I did.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess I was canceled. No, but for real, I got pulled over right in front of the fucking house. I got pulled over in the old parking lot of Lucky's.
Nice.
And I pulled in, and I kept going so that he wasn't in the middle of the road pulling me over. And it's like, sir, why didn't you stop right away? And I said, oh, I hate seeing you guys stand out in the middle of the road. It makes me nervous. And he was like, oh, man, I really appreciate that thing. So I saw you had your phone in your hand, and I was like, oh, I have OCD and ADHD. It's probably just, I was just handling it. I'm not using my phone actively. He's like, oh, okay, you got your license and registration. And I gave it to him. And when I went to reach for my registration, I just, bam, straight up fucking sunglass holder straight to the nugget. And he went, oh, you all right, sir? And I was like, you can laugh. That was funny if it didn't hurt. And he came back and he said, all right, you just got a warning. Go about your day, sir. You have a good one. Thank you for pulling up. Keep safe. And then I drove away, and I was like, holy fucking hell. That was like my first and only experience with a cop, where it was like, it wasn't pleasurable, but at least it wasn't 2 pumps and I'm dumped.
Right.
Like, I'm not 90% of the women in this country. You know? Okay, so it's been about 43 minutes. We got a couple of more minutes that I want to talk to about. There was this one's... oh, okay, so I... we were talking about Scooby-Doo for some reason. You said there was a version of it that's now done by a black cast?
No. Well, it's Mindy Kaling who's writing it.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. She's the Indian chick.
Oh, okay. I immediately thought of her when you said the name.
She was in The Office. She
Yeah,
wrote some of The Office, and I prefer her.
She's like 30 Rock.
I prefer her writing more so than her acting, because there's a lot of some of the better The Office episodes are ones that she wrote.
The Office. I didn't like it.
But I cannot stand her as an actress.
That's Tina Fey for
but
me.
she's writing, and she is Velma in the show. But Shaggy is black.
So that's why I can no longer do my impression of the
Yep,
white
that was the joke. I said you'll no longer be able to do it because then you're racist and appropriating.
He doesn't like my impressions. He never has, and he's always
Because
called
they're not good.
What the fuck, man? You can't let me have anything. I thought we were friends. Why do you?
I let you have a lot of stuff. Just stuff that I'm not gonna like.
I don't want it.
I'm not gonna pander to you because your Shaggy impression sucks.
Every other person that's ever heard it is like, damn, that's pretty good.
That is not true.
That is true. I've never heard anybody insult it but you.
When I've brought it up to other people around you and you've done it, they've never been like, I've never once heard someone been like, that's a really good Shaggy impression.
Like, I cannot.
You're trying so hard not to go into
I
it.
know. I'm not doing it because no matter. I can't win with you. Like, I've never been able to, like, defeat you. He literally once told me that car insurance doesn't go up or down. This 10 fucking years he kept that going just to argue with me.
Yeah.
He is brute.
I am king of the
makes
long game.
Yeah, his long game is certainly... Like, he gets fucking brutal with it. There was the other one, which was my favorite movie of all fucking time, which I think we've mentioned this, is Princess Bride. Anybody want to be nut? Like, those... fucking Mel Brooks related movies like Robin Hood Men in Tights. You know what he told me? That movie's gay.
It's a gay movie.
It's a gay movie.
I don't know why you're watching chick flicks.
Yeah, I don't know why you watch chick flicks.
Be a man. Watch a real movie.
Be a man. Watch a real movie. You
I
better go watch fucking
I
Under Siege.
fucking love that movie.
10 fucking years. It was an amazing fucking film.
Fucking
It's
love
like
that movie.
Top 10 favorite fucking 80s and 90s movies. He made some great classic content. Robin Hood Men in Tights. If you haven't seen that, go do yourself a favor and watch the guy in Saul who ends up surviving, get off the floor and look exactly the same age as he was when he made that fucking movie. He has not aged a day until recently, and now he's aged millions of them. Like, I don't know how he pulled that off. The Asian, the guy who was in...
I think you pulled your microphone cord out again.
This motherfucker... No, I didn't.
No, well, I can hear you now. It keeps cutting in and out.
I'm just playing with my cord, y'all. We haven't a cord, y'all.
Yeah, see, I knew... it's
So, Chow Yun-Fat, that's who I was thinking of.
No, it's Rob Reiner
Yes.
did Princess Bride.
Yeah. Well, I always think of Rob Reiner and Mel Brooks as like...
Right, because they did the
Styles
same
are like-
style kind of movies.
It was slapstick parody.
Right, and most of them starring Carrie Yules.
Yes, and do you know where Dave Chappelle got his start? From being a shoe.
Bless you.
He was great. When he was getting ready, he was in the fight, and he pumped up his Nikes. That shit slayed me. Because back then, you did pump up your Nikes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you never balled.
You didn't ball hard, sir.
You didn't ball hard.
Or
and you
madam.
want to be like Mike, then you got to be
and
doing it tight. I don't know if that was...
For people that don't know that's what that song, all the little kids with the pumped up kicks better run and run faster than my bullets.
But yeah.
That song's about shooting kids.
No, that's terrible.
I think it's more so about Columbine, but someone told me once that because it was pumped up kicks, that it was the pumping your shoes up.
I thought about, like, when we were talking about Scooby-Doo, I thought about how our life kind of seemed like that weirdly repeat. Like, there was only 2 episodes that had the Harlem Globetrotters, but it felt like every episode was starring the Harlem Globetrotters. When they did the crossover episodes, like they did mini movies.
Right.
It was like every episode, oh no, Scooby-Doo and the gang run into the Harlem Globetrotters. I feel like that's
the Three Stooges. They even ran into Abbott and Costello.
They did. It was like time traveling back
Frankenstein.
40 years for them to be alive at that point.
There was a whole series that was Scooby-Doo and Shaggy teaching kids, like the daughter of Frankenstein and the Mummy and Dracula, like teaching them like in a scary school.
I'm pretty sure Scooby-Doo has a Rule 34, but its version is just, we've had a series where we do everything possible.
If someone's famous, they've been in Scooby-Doo.
And probably have 2 episodes that you always confuse as the same, because Harlem Globetrotter caught the carnival, the guy who was trying to shut down the carnival and the guy who was trying to shut down the caravan.
Right.
Like,
but it's also like a Scooby-Doo show.
It is a Scooby-Doo show, yes.
But Scooby-Doo's not in it.
What is it named Scooby-Doo?
No, it's called Velma, and it's like a prequel.
So she's like,
but they've already had a pup named Scooby-Doo when it shows them as very young children solving mysteries. You were doing Scrappy.
I know, that's what I just said. Let me at him. Let me at him.
But no, there was a pup named Scooby-Doo where it was when they were all kids and Scooby-Doo was a puppy, and
he was
came
trash.
it came on like I don't know. I kind of liked it.
No,
came on right
Scrappy
before or right after. Scrappy wasn't in that.
I was just saying. Yeah, pup named Scooby-Doo was okay though.
Right, came on like right before Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies, that's right. That was like that little block of.
And then
here's some shows earlier on that you watched.
And there was like a cartoon Tales from the Crypt. That shit was fire.
I remember that. I remember when we first moved to Maryland like 30 fucking years ago. We were all like, my sister had just busted her knee or broke her knee, and it was right before this massive hurricane. And like, we didn't have any fucking furniture. We were all sleeping on different fucking blow up mattresses. And we only got Fox when it was still over the air.
Right.
it was
5 and
Diesel.
45.
5 and 45, WBAL and WBAL 2.
And then because it was Fox 5, Fox 45, and then 54 was WB.
Yep.
24 was the USA
CBS.
USA
CBS.
Network. 8 and 10 were like CBS and NBC.
Yeah, I remember
Channel
the USA
2.
Network because that was wrestling in life.
Yep.
But yeah, I have a weird thing about the complete and massive polar opposites of Stephen King's entire catalog.
Right.
Why is every one of his characters, every one of his movies or TV series has someone from Maine who's an alcoholic and a writer, and there's someone bashing Christians.
Because he's from Maine, who's an alcoholic and a writer.
But how can this man write Shawshank Redemption and then fucking Dreamcatcher? That it's, and have Morgan Freeman. How do you explain to Morgan Freeman that not monologue?
You keep putting a D at the end of his name.
Morgan Freeman.
You keep saying Morgan Freeman.
I don't think it's like when you say, I say cousin, and I catch other people saying it, but I never remember me saying it. But it is something people pick up as a dialect. But yeah,
How does he do what monologue?
how did Stephen King look at Stephen Morgan Morgan Freeman as and in the face and tell this respectable, fine scholar of a man, this national treasure, all right, I want to talk to you about this shit parasite. He's going to be an alien, but they're going to have their lives saved by the special needs child they saved by being decent fucking human beings once when they were a child.
Love Duddits.
Duddits, like that whole movie is a what in the fuck can I do next to make it go from one to the other. He just dip and dot. Like he was not collecting. He wasn't crossing his eyes. Dotting his I's and crossing his T's. He was just fucking scribbling across the paper like a fucking mad child.
Right, and apparently if aliens live here too long, they get leukemia.
Yes, that's what Duddits was, right?
Yeah, it's like
he came out at the end and saved everybody from the ass parasites.
Turned into spoiler alert for a 30-year-old book and a 20-year-old movie.
Yeah, how is it the guy who plays Ray Donovan now? What's his name? He was Sabretooth. Whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
He was in that movie and he looks the exact same age. He's fucking... I hate people
because he's Sabretooth.
That's fucking true. It's fucking true. Get this shit out of here. Yeah, that's Ouija's fucking impression. Alright, guys. Listen, I promise you, next episode, we're gonna do something special. I don't know what the fuck it is yet, but, it's gonna be fucking 17 episodes. We're gonna be almost...
Next episode is going to be the very first episode where neither of us hit our microphones.
It is not.
Through the whole
I promise
episode.
you, it is not.
Not going to say one single
I'm going to have it all the way over here. And what we're going to... So, like I've been saying, I've been steadily upgrading. Like, our audio this episode, I hope, is fucking mega improved.
Looks really loud. For once, I may have to turn it down.
Yeah, it sounds really good from when we listen to it, or we give it a little preview. And we can hear ourselves, so, that's a good thing. We should have learned this move in the beginning, and I know... Thank you. All our hard work is appreciated. That's all I needed.
They're not supposed to be here.
They are not supposed to be here, and we're not live, so it's kind of curious how you got in.
It's weird. Apparently, you can just rent a studio audience.
I did hear about that, and you know what? They really like it when you do that. I just wanted to use the theory.
It's way too late for these children to be here.
Their parents left them behind. That wasn't even funny. All right, get the fuck out of here.
That sounded like laughter.
It is laughter.
It almost sounded like turkeys.
All right, so why is this one on here? Brad, you're really pissing me off. You deserved it.
That's mean.
That's so unbelievable. Okay, what is awkward? That's all right. Well, besides us,
it's gonna be
general,
like the.
It's just gonna be Chris Cowan. It's a fucking crow. It's
a crow. Crows are awkward, apparently.
I don't think this company knows what a crow or awkward is. So what is... This is the booing button we need for every time you don't let me say two things positive about myself before my dick's in my mouth. I don't know. I can't think of it. But here's the opening, which we're going to change with our beat. That's weird. So you guys want to hear us be a robot for a minute? Like, we don't have to do fucking this moment of the chipmunks. Let's see. We have auto-tune and shit. Or we could
Pitch. Oh God.
Wow.
We're children. All over again. I don't like this. It's
I
uncomfortable.
don't know how I feel.
Hey, why is the studio audience getting up and looking at us like that?
Fuck, now I'm a male.
Oh,
What
wow.
the fuck? It
Very
just
white in this
immediately made
bitch.
him like 100 times more sexy, and I
Can't get
sound like
enough of your love, baby.
and say, "Oh yeah."
I'm just talking about Shaft.
Shut your mouth. It's like cutting that pitch off like a bitch.
Baby. Oh no. Oh yeah, he likes some diapers. Oh god.
So this one, oh, I am Automatron. Hey, there's a settlement that needs your help. I don't know why I went with Preston Garvey, but this just sounds like someone in a bathroom with one of those microphones you used to have as a kid.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Female again.
Yeah, so just high pitched as fuck.
Yeah,
The female is too.
apparently.
This thing.
Waka waka.
What is this?
This is a long nothing at the end of this.
Yeah, it's my loop back effect is the end of it. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Wait, there we go. Now we got the echo. See you later.
This time it's on purpose.